What is going on, guys? Welcome back. I noticed a lot of people do not cover these RAF match announcements when they happen, but earlier this week we learned Tyron Woodley is headed back to the wrestling mat at RAF 12. He's going to face one of the UFC's more explosive athletes in Joaquin Buckley on August 22nd in Cleveland. I think what makes this matchup interesting is a lot of people know Tyron for his knockout power, his championship run in the octagon. Look, I know a lot of people are going to talk about what happened after his stint in the UFC, but the reality is, the facts are, his UFC talent made all those, if you want to call them sideshow acts, possible. Wrestling was the foundation of a lot of what he accomplished in MMA. I'm glad to see him get back to wrestling. He's a two-time NCAA Division I All-American at Missouri. He's still got records. One of the most accomplished wrestlers from that school. Buckley enters with really no collegiate level experience. He just kind of developed his wrestling game through MMA. Now, the last time he competed in RAF was against Pat Downey. Pat is probably not the guy you want to start your career against. I know post-match, Joaquin kind of argued if he got a point or not. It really was a relatively short, dominant match. Should be interesting to see how Woodley is going to match up here. Obviously a little older, probably a little less athletic, but it does feel like a chance for Woodley to remind fans of where this all began. The championship success, like we talked about, the professional boxing, to kind of get back to the discipline that made him that star. Meanwhile, Buckley's kind of started to build up his career a little bit. He is coming off 2 losses, not that that really matters, but he obviously does want to kind of rebuild his footing. And I think this would be a great way to do it. There's still a lot of name value with Tyron Woodley. And I think this is also going to be the 1-year anniversary for RAF. So I expect there to be big announcements like this. A former UFC champion, a current UFC star. We already know Jordan Burroughs is going to make his return to wrestling at this event. Bo Nickel is going to wrestle Max McElhenney at this. So you've basically got a current UFC star versus the reigning NCAA champion. Obviously, some of these dream matchups, I refer to them almost like video game matchups. Armin Saruki and Tony Ferguson. These things can happen in RAF. Nothing would make me happier than to see Khabib and Tony Ferguson on a wrestling mat. I know it's probably the only way we're going to see them compete now, but I'd rather have that matchup now than never. Love to know you guys' thoughts on this. Appreciate you watching, and be back soon as I can with more commentary.